Dela's voice has been made possible by the generosity of sponsors like you. Dela's Voice Sunday Live Talk Show is brought to you by PinkyMoves.com. Small moves, big results. What makes live shows so special is that interaction between the viewer and the host and the guest, whether it's through the chat or the live phone calls. This connection is created because people are allowed to share their experiences, their feelings, their thoughts, and this makes for a beautiful dynamic of energy that's connecting people in so many different ways. And that's how we learn. That's the best way we can help one another, is by connecting at such deep levels. This is Dela Fotoohi, the host of Dela's Voice, hoping to spark your soul. Well. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Dela's Voice Sunday Live Talk Show. Another amazing story today in store for you. Another inspirational individual who has decided to take life and live it to its fullest capacity. We'll be right back. Dela's Voice Sunday Live Talk Show is brought to you by PinkyMoves.com. Small moves, big results. When she was given less than 1% chance to recover, Brieza Alfaro refused to give in. She was committed to recover from the stroke that had taken away her livelihood. With resilience, hard work, and commitment, Brieza recovered one tiny step at a time, and today she helps others do the same. Brieza defied all odds and went on to share her story in many different ways. Small moves, big results. This is a woman's story of survival and recovery, one pinky move at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on Dela's Voice, Brieza Alfaro, author, speaker, entrepreneur. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Dela. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh my gosh. I told you before the show, I watched that video so many times, and every time I get teary just thinking about what a courageous woman you are.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, to go through something like this and rise like a star and live life so fully. Not only that, but also continue to be a light for other people and show them how to do the same. Oh, I just love you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hear words like that and I think, oh my gosh, I I can't believe that they're talking about me
Mm.
because not too long ago I was just a regular girl, working in the beauty industry, and I was traveling and teaching in the beauty industry, and I was doing great things. Um my work was in magazines. I was working on celebrities. I was doing the most that I could with my industry. And, you just never think something like that would happen to someone like me, right? You didn't never think that something would derail your plans because
Mhm.
you just going, 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 and and it happened.
Isn't that true though? Because we think we have plans for our lives. You
Yeah.
know, like we think we're so smart. We think we got it all figured out. I'm
Yes.
gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and we have all these steps. I'm gonna go to school, finish this, get a career going, get married, have kids, buy a house,
Oh, yeah.
buy 2 cars, and live happily ever after. But I mean,
The
you know,
universe has different plans for us.
yes.
Sometimes we plan and plan and plan, and we think we are gonna go in a certain direction, and the universe just says, "Nope, you're
Oh,
going in this direction."
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, back when you were doing all of that in the beauty industry, I mean, you were a star then too. I mean, you were really successful. You were a successful um
as an
entrepreneur,
entrepreneur,
right? In New York, doing great things, traveling in the beauty industry. You worked with celebrities, and I mean, you were living the life that you had planned, right?
yeah, and honestly, I didn't think that I could fill my days with any more. I mean, I was just so busy,
Mhm.
and I couldn't fill my plate with one more thing
Mhm.
because, I mean, a lot of us do that, right? We're working and working and working, and we just every little minute that we have available, we fill it with something else. And I just kept doing that. And I just kept
Brieza, I'm sorry to hold you up one moment. Why do we do that?
we all do that. I don't
Right?
know.
Yeah, like you're so right. You're so right. It's like if I have a minute to myself, oh, then I'm not doing enough.
Right.
Oh, okay, keep going. I'm so
I
sorry.
think I think a lot of us start to feel guilt when we do have time to ourselves, and when we do have the opportunities to love on ourselves a little bit and either go get pampered, go shopping. In my fiance's case, he goes golfing. There's little things that we do for ourselves, and we don't do that enough sometimes. We don't celebrate the fact that we are doing those things for ourselves, for our mind, so that we can show up better for our kids, for our jobs, for our careers, for our family. We don't realize how important it is. And instead, we just feel guilty when we do it. So we're not even enjoying it.
Mm.
We're not even enjoying, like, let's say we have, a couple days off for vacation. All we're
God
doing
forbid.
is, I know, right? Like, let's just say we do. Although you have a tornado of things that you need to get done, you go on this vacation and all you're thinking about is getting back home to get to work, or all the things that you've got to do that you're just not paying attention to right now. So are you really enjoying your time?
Mhm.
The time
Is
for
this
you?
is this one of the biggest lessons you've learned through all of this?
I believe so. I
Mm.
believe so. I mean, I've learned many lessons, but that's one of them. I've realized to stop and smell the flowers is not a waste of time.
Mm. Sometimes we keep getting the same lessons in life because we don't learn. I really believe that, right? So until that one day when uh, lightning strikes or we get hit by a 2x4,
Right.
and right, and I think you're lucky if you get that. You're lucky if you get hit and wake up and, like you said, start smelling the roses. And so this 2x4 that happened to you, that hit you really hard, would you say that was your turning
Wake
point?
up.
That was your awakening?
Yeah, it definitely was.
Everything everything changed as of then, didn't it?
It did. It did. And no longer was the things that I thought to be so important were so important to me in this moment. Because while I was laying in the hospital bed, I never once thought about, all of my bills, all the things I needed to get to, all the things I needed to get done. I didn't think of my career. I didn't think of anything. Anything. The fact that I needed to take my car to get serviced or nothing. None of that mattered. All that mattered was that I survived what I was going through. So I was literally realizing that what was I doing with all of those um, feelings that come with it, right? Instead of focusing on the moment and being present now, why was I so busy thinking of all this other stuff in my mind instead of being present right now? So now that I'm like forced to be in this hospital bed, I'm forced to be present in the moment.
Mhm.
And and it really woke me up.
Ugh,
It made me realize like what is important.
Brieza, what is important?
Mm, For me,
Mm.
life.
In that moment when you were laying on that hospital bed, I mean, you knew, you heard everything, you knew what was happening, you just couldn't react. Um, this is my understanding of locked-in syndrome, that, your brain loses the connections
Yeah,
to the rest of your body, so you can't really react or talk or say anything, but you can still hear, you can still feel, right? So what was important to you then?
life. Life. I just wanted to live. I
Mm,
mean, I wanted to show my family a sign that I was still in my body. So I wanted to live life again. I wanted to feel air, feel the wind, feel raindrops hitting my skin, all the things that we think we kind of just
take
go
for
along our days and we take it for granted that we're ever going to feel those things. We're always going to feel those things. But in a second, it could be taken away from you.
ah,
And it was taken away from me. I was laying in a hospital bed with a less than 1% chance to survive. I developed something called locked in syndrome. I mean, first of all, I was young. I was 32 and I never thought that I would ever have a stroke. I mean, I just never thought that. I was too busy. I didn't
who
have time for a stroke, right?
who would think? And at 32, you're so busy. You're living the life, and who would think? Honestly, who would think? Oh, that I don't have to worry about that now. That's
No, I just never would have thought that something like that would happen to me. And I think that's what everybody goes through when something like this happens to them, when any kind of tragedy happens, anything that derails their plans. I think we all think that like that happens to other people. It doesn't happen to me.
no.
So when it does happen to you, now you have a moment where well, now what? Now what are you going to do? It
Mm,
did happen to you. So what are you going to do about it? And I kind of had that moment where I needed to realize like either I can lay here and focus on my tragedy or I can do something about it. And it wasn't easy. It didn't come naturally. It was a series of steps that led me there.
mm,
So laying in that hospital bed, I realized like everyone else is deciding my fate. Why is that? Why is it that I'm letting these doctors come to my family by my bedside and tell them what my fate is. Brisa has a less than 1% chance to survive. She
Mm.
developed something called locked in syndrome. So she's basically locked in her body. That means she can hear everything around her, but she cannot communicate with the outside world. I'm listening to this going, what? No, that's not me. I'm not going to allow you to tell me that that's my future, that this is it. These are the cards that have been dealt.
Mm.
No, pick those cards up and deal them again.
Your mom has played a big role in this whole recovery. I mean, your entire family, I think they were so amazing. They were incredible. They were so positive all along. What led to them understanding this situation so well? Did you always grow up in a family of positivity, or what happened to lead to that?
I believe that there was a lot that went into that, but yes, my family has always been like that, and my dad especially. My dad came here from Mexico with a hope and a dream, and he created his dreams. His dreams came true. He wanted to become a business owner um, and live in the United States, and all of these things. Just he did a series of pinky moves and got him there,
Mm.
and so he loved where he was, and his hard work and determination, I think he kind of instilled that in us. And so when we were growing up, faced with challenges, my family would all come together. And so there was no difference in this challenge. My family came together. And one thing that my mom did for me, she played an audiobook, and that audiobook was The Secret. I mean, she played a lot of things. Music, she talked to me. She would try to, even though I was in locked in state, even though I wasn't showing any movement, even though I was laying in that hospital bed, not showing my family or the doctors a sign that I was ever going to recover,
Ah,
that I was still in my body. She played The Secret for me. And she just knew that I would listen to it. And I don't know if you know what The Secret is, but The Secret focuses on the law of attraction, on what you focus on grows. I know you know about it, Dela, but just in case your viewers don't know, The Secret focuses on the law of attraction. What you focus on grows and you can manifest.
mhm.
So
Was this something new for you back then? Was that the first time you were hearing The Secret, or
I heard about it, but I wasn't, I mean, little quotes here and there. I never really dived into it. I never listened or read the book.
Mhm.
So
Ah, good for you. Good for your mom. I mean, good for her. Good for her for not
right?
giving up,
No,
right?
she didn't. She did not give up.
Oh my god. Because I remember, so you had written a comment at on one of the shows. I think we were talking about the law of attraction, and you said, Della, the law of attraction played
My life.
a great role in my recovery. And of course, I want to hear all about that. So can we just take a moment and go to the comments and see who's here? Because we haven't had a chance to say hello to everybody yet.
Sure.
I don't know, want to make sure that we say hi to everybody who's here. And I'm going to read the names of the people who have let us know they're here. So Sarah J, thank you, my friend. Uh, uh, so I'm going to read this name because it's an Iranian name. You're being watched by a lot of Iranians today too, Briza, and you're going to bring a lot of hope. شاهنشاهی ایران کوروش کبیر. Thank you so much. Deborah Swayze. Big shout out to my girlfriend, Deborah Swayze, for introducing us to each other and making this connection. I'm so, so blessed to have Deborah in my life. Shahram is my husband, Briza. He's always watching, and my mom is always watching, Farida. And Deborah says, I adore her too. I think she's talking about you.
Aw, thank you.
And Jason is here. Transparency. She still does that. I see that. I see that. You're very transparent. You're very genuine. You're so filled with love. And Ahmed Shah, um, is here. I think he liked my question. Why do we do that? Why do we not stop and enjoy the moment? I think that's what we were talking about.
Mhm.
And Deborah says, I believe that's why I had my stroke. Doing, doing, doing.
Mhm.
And we don't realize
Mhm.
it then. Jason says we all need to take the time to love on ourselves. What a big lesson that is. And I wish we didn't have to go through something so tragic to understand that. But unfortunately, that 2x4 has got to hit us somehow. And some people are fortunate enough to understand it earlier. I wasn't. And Sarah, Deborah says, it's absolutely my biggest lesson. I smell everything now. Yes, yes, you do, Deborah. Enjoying life. Uh, Sarah says hello. Jason says none of that mattered. No, didn't. I think we start really realizing what really matters the most. And I've got some other people here. Sarah. I think I want to say this correctly. Fryer, Fryer. She says hi, amiga. She must.
Oh, that's my neighbor.
How's that? How do you say that last name?
I can't pronounce it either. I
Okay,
think
well, there you go. Sarah, thank you for being here. Glenda, thank you for being here. Sandy Walker is here. She says, so proud of you.
Aw,
And
that's my other neighbor.
another neighbor, Kusha, is here, and he says hello, and he says, this is lovely. Jeff is here, and he says, good morning. And okay, here we are. All right, let's continue about our talk, going back to the law of attraction.
Yeah.
So you were going to give us a little bit of how that worked for you. What were you hearing in The Secret that hit you like that, Brisa?
Well, one thing I have to say about the law of attraction, it can work for you or it can work against you.
Mhm.
So because of what you focus on grows. You have to think about what is it that you're focusing on? Because for the longest time, I was working with the law of attraction, but it was working against me. And once I realized I needed to switch it, I needed to make a change. And I started making the law of attraction work for me. And listening to Lisa's voice, Lisa is an author in The Secret, the book The Secret.
Mhm.
So I heard her voice, and Lisa Nichols, she's amazing. She said something in the book, and it really resonated with me. And she said, the first step is to ask. Make a command to the universe. Let the universe know what you want, because the universe responds to your thoughts. Well, thoughts were all I had.
Mhm. No kidding.
I didn't have the ability to speak and to talk about how awful this situation is. All I had was the ability to think.
Mhm.
So if all I have to do is think positive and think nothing but what I want to happen in my life, then that's what I'm going to do. So instead of thinking of like, this is a horrible situation, I can't believe they can't hear me, on and on and on, I pressed pause on that and I played on what I wanted. What I wanted was a full recovery. What I wanted was my family to hear my voice. That's what I wanted. I wanted all these things. So why not focus on what I want?
Yes.
That's what I did. I focused on trying to show my family a sign that I was still in my body, that I could hear them, and to not give up. Even though the doctors were telling them that they needed to bring in the family members to come start saying goodbye or whatever.
Oh
It,
man.
it was it was it was when my back was up against the wall that I realized, like, I need to show my family a sign. I'm here. And that's what I did. My mom first noticed it. They were all talking amongst themselves, my family, and I so badly wanted to be in the conversation. And I couldn't. But I was trying and I was trying and I couldn't. But what I did do was move my hand a little bit. And my mom, she noticed that. She's like, do that again. Do that. I think she's moving. Do that again, Brisa. And so I flickered my pinky just a little bit because now I was kind of tired from just what I just did. So I flickered my pinky a little bit and she's like, oh my God, she's moving. I just barely moved. She's moving. And then she asked me to do it again. And I did it again. They were so excited. She ran to tell the doctors, oh my God, my daughter's moving.
You're
She's moving.
wrong.
She's moving on command. Like it's amazing. And the doctors, she thought the doctors would be so excited. You know, the doctors, they said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I know you want to believe she's moving, but those movements are involuntary.
Oh, come on.
But how many times has it happened to us in life where we work and work and work and work and so hard to make a difference, and then our efforts are unnoticed? So what do we do at that point?
Give up.
Do we stop trying? Do we give up? Because
A lot of
other people come in and say, no, that's not going to work. No, that really didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
No, that really, it didn't matter. So then what do? We listen to them, or do we keep trying? Keep going.
So what happened? So you hear this doctor say, "Oh, those are involuntary moves, ma'am." They're
Yeah.
well, and inside you're like, "Oh no, this is me. I'm in here. I'm alive. I'm in here. Oh my gosh."
Yeah, it was frustrating. So finally the doctors came in the room and they're just like, okay, Brisa, your mother says that you're moving. Show us a sign. Show us a sign that you're still in your body and that you could hear us, and just do what your mom just told us that you were doing. So they're trying and trying, but now I'm tired. Now I'm tired and I cannot find the energy inside of me to show them another sign because I was so tired. But I realized this is sink or swim. I have to keep going. Imagine it was like an energy beam going from my brain through my pons all the way down to my arm, and it was just kind of stalling on my hand. Just stalling, just like a computer would stall, right? Sometimes we stall on our dreams. We stop and we start stalling, and we just have to give it a little more to get to our dreams, get to our goals, get to where we need to be, right? That's all we need to do. Just keep going a little bit more. And so I did. Was it easy? No, but I did it. I did it. I was able to show my family and the doctors the sign, the first sign that I was still in my body. And that happened through the flicker of my pinky.
Oh.
A little flicker of a pinky was what started my road to recovery.
And that's why pinky moves is so important to you.
Because I built on that. I built when I first started moving my pinky, then I focused on my hand. Then I focused on my arm. Now I was moving the right side of my body. Then months later, I started moving the left side. I mean, it was all little tiny micro moves, little baby steps, little pinky moves
That's it.
that I was doing, that I was kind of building on top of each other, just stacking them, stacking my pinky moves.
And that's the foundation of your company, Pinky Moves. And you talk about simply starting, and I want to come back to that, Briza, but we're going to take a short break.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back, okay? Dela's Voice Sunday Live Talk Show is brought to you by PinkyMoves.com. Small moves, big results. Welcome back with Brieza Alfaro. Oh my gosh, I that's so much to take in, and I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, and It takes a lot of courage.
It does. But I also think anybody could do it. Anyone can do it. I mean, some of us may see our progress is too small. Too small. So we're not really making a difference. Whether it be weight loss, whether it be challenges with our family, whether it be career-wise, whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish, we're trying to make a difference and we see a little bit of progress, but it's so little that we don't celebrate it because we think it's not enough. I think a lot of us are too busy focused on and too focused on the big picture of it all, and we don't realize in order to get to that big picture, you have to do the little micro moves to get there. And we just live in a microwavable lifestyle right now. We want everything now. We want the big house, the big goals, the quick weight loss, the family, perfect family. We want all these things, right? And we want it now. We want it fast. We want it in the microwave. Well, realize that those things are just a series of little baby steps, little pinky moves. I learned a lot from watching children, and my friend Sarah has a little girl that's learning how to walk right now, and I realize I see that in the progression of our lives too. When children are little and they're learning how to walk, they will fall, they will stumble, but they'll get back up. You've never met an adult that has given up on walking and says, "Oh, walking wasn't for me. I fell way too many times, so I just crawl now." No, that doesn't happen. Everybody walks.
Yeah.
Why does everyone walk?
Yeah,
You think they never fell? Of
that's
course.
right. Yeah, you never see a little kid give up just because
No,
they keep falling. It's true.
they just keep trying,
Yeah.
keep trying until they get it. And I realize that in life, a lot of us, we just give up too soon. We give up too soon. So it is challenging. So we fall on our butt a million times.
Mhm.
Get back up.
Yeah.
Get back up. Keep trying.
We give up, because we don't have, I guess we don't have the commitment, the resiliency that it takes to get there. So we give it an excuse of, "Oh, it must not be for me."
Mhm. Yeah,
Right?
it is. And I could tell you it's for everyone.
Yeah.
You just have to decide.
Yeah.
I mean, if
And
you think you can, you will. If you think you can't, you won't.
mhm.
So what have you decided?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Um so you have a company,
Mhm.
pinkymoves.com. What do you do there exactly, Riza?
So I'm invited to speak. I coach clients privately.
Mhm.
Um, but for the most part, I'm invited to speak all over the world, and I get um, different stages. I mean, I was in India one not too long ago, and then in Europe and Australia, and like just sharing my story, giving these little nuggets of hope to people to realize that whatever they're going through, they just keep going, little pinky moves. So I feel the best when I'm able to stand on a stage or virtually, whatever, and be able to give someone hope. And I think all of us have that ability. We just don't know that we do. I mean, there's been times where I'm at a makeup counter and I just am in tune with what the person in front of me needs. And if all of us kind of do that, just give more than you get, right? And I was at a makeup counter the other day and I was listening to this lady work with me, and I don't know why, but I felt like I needed to give her some inspiration. I needed to be a friend to her at the moment and ask her how her day was doing to see what I could offer her. How can I help her make her day a little brighter? And I did. And this perfect stranger started crying in front of me and was like, you don't understand how much I needed to hear that.
Mhm.
I was asking for God to show me a sign, and this was it. Well, sometimes the signs that are that our God has given us is not coming in a traditional way, right? Sometimes it comes in various different ways. And I think that if we are more open to it and to understand that these things that happen to us, they may seem like a challenge right now, but we can turn our tragedy into something beautiful. And that's what I've been focusing on. I've been focusing on sharing my tragedy to help other people and to grow, you know, this movement of pinky moves so that other people can realize with me that we can get through this. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm at the top of the mountain right now, because I'm not. I still have many challenges. I have challenges trying to get to the top of the mountain. I mean, I still have short-term memory. I still
Mhm.
struggle with numbers. I can tell you right now, Della, I don't know what year that we're currently living in right now. I don't know, because I have a problem with numbers.
You have to think about it, you
Yeah,
mean? Okay.
I do, or I have to ask my fiance, like, what year are we
Okay,
at?
that's a really good excuse to forget about birthdays and stuff, you know?
I don't even know his birthday.
Nobody can blame you. You
No.
forgot my birthday.
Yeah, but I mean, it presents a whole new set of challenges, right? But
Yeah.
we can look at those challenges as, "Oh my god, these challenges, I can't do regular life anymore, so people aren't gonna understand," because they see me and I look perfectly healthy and fine, but when people have brain injuries, you don't really realize it. And a great example is, Bruce, what's his name? Bruce,
Willis.
Bruce Willis.
I don't know that name.
So he's an actor, and he just came out saying that he has aphasia. Aphasia is a
Did you
problem.
say Bruce Willis?
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
The Bruce Willis?
The Bruce Willis.
He
He's
has
not
aphasia.
He has aphasia. He's not acting anymore as a result of that.
I did not know that.
Well, a lot of us stroke survivors, brain injury survivors, we struggle with aphasia, where we have moments where we think we've got it all together, and then we're faced with reality like, oh, hold on. Now you got to realize, like, things are difficult. You're going to be struggling through, trying to remember, trying to get words out, trying to communicate the way you want to. So I was using those communication barriers for a while, thinking, I can't share my story. I can't stand on a stage. I can't, um, I can't tell, I can't tell people what my story is, because I won't remember it right. I won't remember what to say. I'll forget everything. And I think we use these, um, battles that we're going through as excuses, but actually, they could be our superpower.
Mm, I love that. Love it. You mentioned that one of the biggest challenges for you in life was actually that exact thing you just spoke about, going on stages and speaking to audiences because of your fears of, you know, whatever you told yourself. And now you realize that, oh no, this is my superpower. This is why people want to listen to me. Right? Because you've lived through that.
Because I think if we do it anyways, yes, it might come out wrong. Yes, it might take you more times. Yes, you might mess up, but do it anyways. And I believe that that has become my superpower. Do I still struggle with it? Absolutely. Does it get frustrating? Absolutely. I'm human. Everybody, goes through things like that. But I think it's when we start to beat ourselves up about it, that's when it becomes a problem. So my fiance and I do this thing where we do like a pause and play. I sometimes am all of my feelings, and I'm really upset and I'm going through it. And I need to realize, like, I can't find the pause button. I can't pause on all that and play on all the greatness that I've got in me. So sometimes we really have to tap in to our community, our family, our friends, the people that love us and support us. And sometimes we won't be able to show up the way we should be showing up. Sometimes it's okay to depend and ask for help. It's okay for that. So that's what I do sometimes. Sometimes I'll just break down with Jason or my family or whoever it is, and I will just tell them, like, I can't. I'm trying to do life right now, but I can't. I'm struggling. And that's when we allow, like, us ourselves to push pause on all this negative talk that we're doing and press play on our family, our friends, and a community, to play on all the positive that we are. Who are we to other people? Let's play that for a while and fill our heads with that. So now we can switch that and turn it around. And now we can start playing on that again. Now we can start believing that again. This is who we are. Not that. That's not who I am.
Who is
This is-
Brieza?
Who am I now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
That's a loaded question. I hate it when people ask me that. So I thought I'd ask you.
Thanks. Who am I? Oh my gosh. I'm a girl that won't give up. I won't give up. I know there are times, like I said, there's times that I will revert back. And I know what I need. And I think that's important, that we know what we need and ask for help. Because I want to be able to share my story and impact people little by little, all over the place. Anyone I meet, anyone that meets me, anyone that hears a podcast, anyone that sees me on a stage, I feel like their energy has changed me. Your energy, your audience's energy, and everybody that's watching today, that energy has changed me for the better. And as a result of that, I won't give up. So I think I'm kind of relentless when it comes to that.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
What is that ultimate wish for you? What is that ultimate dream, the purpose, whatever you want to call it? What do you want?
My ultimate goals,
Mm-hmm.
I would like Pinky Moves to become a household name, so that, when people say just baby steps, baby steps, I want people to start saying Pinky Moves, Pinky Moves. I want people to realize, like, they can do it just bit by bit. Baby steps, Pinky Moves.
We want this to mean Pinky Moves.
Pinky Moves. That's it. I think if I can inspire people that I don't even know across the world, just by focusing on one simple action to make their lives better, then I've done my job.
Well, you've been on so many platforms. I mean, you were on national TV, and you touched so many lives. Your entire family was there, and just the love and the support that was there came through, and I was in awe of all of that. You're very loved, Brieza. You are a loved person, and I can only I can only see bright things happening for you, because of the level of commitment you have to help the world. You said, "Ask how I can help you," and that really, really resonates with me because so often we always think about what can I get out of this, and turning that around to how may I serve, how can I help you, um, can change the dynamics of this world, and you're doing that by helping people realize their own power and taking control of their lives. Pinky moves. Love it.
Moves.
Someone said in the comments, and I want to touch on that because it's so true. And sometimes we feel like that. She said, "I don't give up. I get tired."
Hmm.
Um, felt that way at all
Oh,
along the way?
oh, yeah, constantly. And that's okay. That's okay. I think when we stay in that tired, stay in that space, that's when we stop growing. So it's okay to get tired. It's okay to get frustrated, get mad, or get angry, or whatever you're going to do, even emotionally um, grieving. I mean, I had to grieve my old me, my successful me that was living it up. I had to grieve her in order to birth this version of me. So it's okay to go through that. I mean, when we lose loved ones, I just lost my father a few years ago, and it
Sorry to
was
hear that.
a grieving. Thank you. It was a lot of, grieving, a lot of heartache, but you have to go through that. And it's okay to go through that. I think a lot of people, even when you see them crying, what do they do after they cry and they're talking to you? Immediately, they apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. You're you're grieving. You're going through emotions. You're frustrated. You're angry. You're all of these things. That's okay.
Mhm.
Feel those feelings. And then now you realize, okay, that was for this time. Now I'm going to keep going. Now I'm going to keep going. Everything has a moment, everything has its time. So when I would get mad and get angry, I would get over it. I would get mad, angry. I give myself the grace of getting mad and getting angry. Then I also realized I needed to get over it in order to keep going. And now when I say get over it, I didn't get over it entirely. It could come back an hour later, a day later, a week later, whatever. Okay, give it its time. Okay, now get over it, get back to work. Get over it, get back to your goals. Get over it, get back to your children. Whatever it is, feel the feelings and then get over it and keep going.
So this is when you reminded us to take pause,
Hmm.
right? That's exactly when we need to pause.
Hmm.
Because if we don't, then yes, we get drained, we get overwhelmed, and I I've seen that happen to me so many times. And in those moments of overwhelmment, and when I think, oh, I can't do this anymore, I'm so sick of this, is when you can make that split decision of that's it, I give up, or you can say, I didn't come this far to only come this far. I didn't say that. Someone said that. I can't remember, but I'm taking full credit for this.
It's okay. Everybody needs to hear it. It's so true. It's so true. I mean, I think when we start to focus on the more positive uh, things that are going on in our lives, we start to attract more of them. When we start focusing and solely focusing on the negative, because that's easy to do. It's
Mhm.
easy to get caught up in all of the negative. I mean, I remember hearing one of your podcasts a while back, and you were talking about your business. I think you owned a flower shop.
Yeah.
Look at my brain.
You're good, girl.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's celebration. So sometimes we have moments, I have moments where I am so angry at the fact that I forgot something. But then other times I will celebrate the fact that I remembered something. That was a celebration.
Good
That
for you.
tiny
I
pink
just
moment.
forgot who Bruce Willis was.
That's what I'm talking about. We have to celebrate our little micro moves. And what you did when you had your flower shop, you were in a negative space, right? It was it was up and down a lot, right? You're gonna sell, you were not, you're this, you're that. Your life was just throwing curveballs at you.
Mhm.
And how we react to them is going to pan out, our future is going to pan out that way, right? So
Yeah.
either we start focusing on what we do want opposed to what is going on and what is wrong in our lives.
Mhm.
Focus on what we do want. What do you want? So now you start focusing on that, all the greatness that life has to offer. And what happens? Life starts giving you more of it.
Yeah, it did. It was absolute law of attraction at work. I saw it with my own eyes, and it
Mhm.
was incredible. It
Yeah.
was
And that's what happens to us in life. I mean, we focus more on the negativity, we're just going to keep attracting more of it.
mhm, and it's such a simple concept, Brisa, but there's so much, um, resistance with this, and, I think when people like you tell their stories and, share what happened, and I truly believe this, that we, bring so much to the world when we share our experiences, and that's the reason for this show, to bring out those stories, because the under so behind every person's story lies a lot of lessons. And I don't believe we necessarily have to go through every single lesson ourselves in order to learn it. But we do. but hearing other people's stories may help us get there faster
Okay.
with a little bit less suffering. And
Well,
so it's amazing when I hear stories told like this. You have a book
I do.
out and number 1 best-selling, book, and, it is called, Limitless, Small Moves to Your Greatest Life After a Paralyzing Stroke. And I mean, paralyzing stroke or any other kind of paralyzing situation in
Mm.
life. It could be so many things. Tell us a little bit about this book and the reason you wrote it and, the motivation behind it.
So originally, when I didn't know I was going to be an author. I didn't know that I wanted to be a speaker. I mean, I none of that. Originally, I just wanted to uh, find the woman in the book The Secret that I was listening to. I wanted to find her and tell her she saved my life, like her words saved my life. So I looked her up and she was doing a speaking and writing conference. And I thought, well, this is the only way I'm going to be able to meet her in real life. And I just want to thank her. I want to go to her and thank her. So I booked a ticket to her event and I was hoping that I would have like a book signing event that I can shortly, briefly talk to her and ask her to sign my book. Not this book, but The Secret.
Yeah.
And and tell her thank you for helping me through the one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through in life. And I went to this event and I had one opportunity to speak up. And that was when she passed the mic around. There was like thousands of people in the room. She's on stage. She gives me the mic her runner gives me the mic and says, because she just asked if anybody wanted to share. There was 5 people, I believe, that wanted to share. I mean, everybody wanted to share, but she picked 5 people. I was the last person she picked. They handed me the mic, and I'm thinking, no freaking way. No way of all these people. But again, the law of attraction.
Mhm.
I knew what I wanted and I needed to get to her in some sort of way. Sometimes it doesn't look like the way we imagine,
Mhm.
but it happened. So I was in this moment having the opportunity to share with her my goals. And and I'm sorry, not my goals, my story. And I tell her my story and I tell her, I just want to thank you. And she walked off stage and she walked to me and she started crying.
Oh,
And she turned me around after I told my story. And she says, look what you just did. And everyone was crying in the room. And it kind of scared me because I didn't realize I had that ability. I had that ability to help people and to realize that they can do it too if they just focused on the little micro moves that are going in the direction of their dreams. And so she asked me that day, she says, when you write your book, may I write your forward? And I'm
oh,
thinking, I'm not going to write a book. But after that, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm writing a book. So I wrote a book and she wrote my forward
oh,
to my
amazing.
book. And after that, she was coaching me to become a speaker and an author. So here I am.
Congratulations. Limitless. Where can people buy this book?
You can go to Amazon, type in Brisa Alfaro. I believe Jason can put the link in the comments. But yeah, you can go to Amazon.com, just type in Limitless, Brisa Alfaro. You can go to my website. You can click on Get Brisa's Book Now. My website, you can go either through pinkymoves.com or you can go to Be Greater Official. That's my official website, begreaterofficial.com.
That's your okay. I want to talk about that too, actually. So, Be Greater is the name you picked for I guess for your company,
Mhm.
and I love, love, love the logo.
Thank you.
Um, Tell us a little bit about how that happened and what does that mean for you?
So when I was first trying to make a logo, I was drawing, trying to figure something out. And the overwhelming um, feeling I would get when I would share my story, what I was trying to convey was to my audience or someone in front of me or whoever it was, just to be greater. Just don't let that um, challenge defeat you. Just be greater than the challenge, even if however long it takes. So I was trying to convey that to my little brother. Actually, I was telling him I want an all-encompassing logo, and this is what I came up with: the letter B because my name is Brisa, and then the greater sign. And I drew it out for him, and he says, "Okay, let me see what I can do." And he came up with that logo, Be Greater.
Awesome. It's awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Briza, um, if you could leave people, 'cause we got about a minute left, and I wanted to give you a little bit of time to leave us with whatever you like. But if you were on a stage and the lights are shining on you, and there's all these thousands of people there, and you have 1 minute to get them motivated and inspired. I mean, this whole talk has been amazingly inspiring. What would it be? What would you want them to remember you by?
Oh gosh, that's a loaded question.
I know, I'm just horrible with this.
I would really encourage people to not let the what ifs take over. I think that a lot of us do that. And instead of celebrating what we currently are doing, we focus on what we're not doing good enough or what we haven't accomplished. I would say don't let the what ifs take over. Focus on your micro moves, your pinky moves. I always say this: you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Love it. So calling bullshit on the what ifs.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Because what if everybody says, well, what if this, what if that? And, I can't. I used to say that to myself going on stage. Like, what if I forget this? What if I forget that? Call bullshit on your what ifs.
Yeah.
Go, what if you get up there and you succeed? What if you get up there and you fly? What if you get up there and you change lives? What if people don't care that you had a stroke and you have a brain injury and you're forgetting where you were? And what if people love you?
What if you make Lisa Nichols cry and she ends up writing your foreword for a book you never planned to write?
What if?
It's amazing. Brieza, I just love having this conversation with you.
Thank you. I love having it with you.
Thank you so much. We are so looking forward to seeing you on more stages, and I hope you come back on Dela's Voice
Absolutely. You just let me know.
and share with us all the amazing things you're doing. It's incredible, incredible. What you have made out of a struggle mean to you is incredible story, and it's super inspiring. Excuse me. Oh, frog. See? Yeah, that happens too on live shows. Thank you so much, Brieza. Any last words?
Pinky moves. They can go if anybody is interested in what I've been up to and what Be Greater is up to or what Pinky Moves is up to. You can go, and actually I have a free gift if you go to pinkymoves.com.
What
So
is it? What
it's
is it?
it's a Pinky Moves guide. Just five simple guide or three simple guides steps. Three simple steps. Pinky Move steps. So you can go to pinkymoves.com and download your free Pinky Moves guide and follow my journey and allow me to send inspiring messages to you anytime.
Amazing.
You're part of my community.
I would love to start my day with words from you, Brieza. Thank you. Is Jason there? Jason, come and sit with Brieza for a moment. Let's see the man who's standing by the side of this wonderful, amazing, courageous woman.
How you doing, Dela? Hi, guys.
Hi. What does it mean for you to be next to this amazing individual?
She's amazing. Throughout my life, we both have very inspiring stories. We're both coaches. When I first came into Bruce's life, we've actually known each other since we were 15 years old. But
No way, that's so cute.
when I was 15, at that time, I was going through a lot of things in my life. So I feel like us reconnecting and coming together, it was about 3 years ago. For me, it was just an amazing time in my life because I was on my journey of growth as well. And this partnership that we have was just completely meant to be. I was introduced to all of the people that she was around. I was introduced to Lisa Nichols. So, being here with her and doing this with her and creating this legacy and being on this journey of growth and helping people and serving is just, it's amazing. It's exactly what we need to be doing.
Yeah.
And we're doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of her.
It's a pleasure to meet you both. I know I want to hear all about your story too, Jason, and I hope that we can make that happen on Dela's Voice. I know it's just going to be incredible. I want to congratulate the both of you for the amazing work you're doing, for helping so many people live better lives, for allowing people to believe, for allowing people to to hope again. And I think that's the biggest gift anyone can give anyone else. Can I leave you with something?
Please.
Because there was a time in my life when I didn't have hope. And hope today stands for me for hang on, pain ends.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
absolutely right.
You can use that, by the way. I borrowed it from someone.
I'm like, I'm gonna write that down. I love that.
It does end, and it's all in your perspective, Dela.
Yeah.
As soon as you can flip that perspective and look at things through a different lens, change those glasses, you can change the emotion that comes along with it.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Dela. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you again for being on here. I want to thank every single one of our viewers, the people who left comments. Thank you so much for being here on Dela's Voice. Until next time, this was Dela's Voice, hoping to spark your soul. Thanks again, you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Dela's Voice Sunday Live Talk Show is brought to you by PinkyMoves.com. Small moves, big results.